ASMR Coffin Radio.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Coffin Radio. I am Heartthrob Rob, and today we are watching AEW Rampage, second episode, The First Dance, live from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. CM Punk makes his return. How crazy is this? It's been a long time coming. Obviously, he hasn't been here since 2014, his last appearance with WWE. And, the rumors have been flying out that he was going to make it. Is he going to come? Is he going to be on AEW? I think everyone was expecting it tonight, but you never know in the world of wrestling until you fucking absolutely know, until they're out there. But, it's obviously in Chicago. They sell, I think, 13 to 15,000, don't quote me, 13 to 15,000 seats. And that's because Phil Brooks, a.k.a. CM Punk, is going to be here. But AEW Rampage starts off with your typical announcers, except for Jim Ross is replacing Chris Jericho tonight. But right when the show starts, they kick it off. And the first thing you fucking hear as soon as the announcers come on right after that, boom, Cult of Personality. And CM Punk comes out here. And, we haven't seen him since the WWE days. He said he'd never come back to wrestling. I'm sure he was really disenchanted about it, disheartened about everything that happened. You wrestle for almost 20 years of your life since you're 14, 15 years old. And then all of a sudden your hopes and dreams get crushed. How would you feel? And how long would it take before you got back into what you really loved, the thing that you loved so long? It took him about 7 years. A lot of guys, can turn away from the business. Some can't, but it's all in their blood, and it'll always be in their blood. Even, someone like Steve Austin talks about how it takes a long time for it to get out of you, and that love is there on CM Punk's end. And so to see him come back, from everything from getting fired on his fucking wedding day via FedEx, to see him come back with AEW is very cool. But he comes out, man, and it's been 7 years since he's in there. The pop is fucking huge. The whole place lights up. He comes down, enjoys the crowd, and as he comes in, hugs this guy who's got a sign on that said CM Punk or we riot. Then he fucking jumps into the crowd, lets him have it. The crowd is loving it, going insane. There's literally people crying that they have on there. There's so many signs, so many CM Punk signs, it's crazy. But he gets into the ring and he says he didn't know what he was going to say out here. He didn't know what he was going to do, but he knew he had to feel it. And then the crowd's just going crazy. CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. And he goes, I hear you, and I heard you for 7 years. He fucking knew exactly what to say the whole time, man. He was killing it. He goes, there's a lot we have to go over, but we won't get to it all here. But we will have the time. We'll have Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays or Sunday, 4 Saturdays or Sundays a year. So he says he's got the time. So he's obviously definitely here for the long haul, which I thought was very fucking cool. But he says, but he definitely knew that he couldn't heal mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually in a place that got him sick in the first place. Fucking crazy. He goes, can I tell you a story? And he goes and sits down in the pipe bomb position. Crowd fucking pops again. They're popping for everything. They're just so stoked to see him. He said in August 2005, that's when he left professional wrestling because he knew where he had to go. And he said in August 2015, I left wrestling. In August 2021, I'm back. And he goes, he thought, he's sitting on the couch or whatever, he's just talking about where he's been. He said he sees all the talent back there, and he says he wished he had that talent 10 years ago. He goes, well, they're there now, so I'm here now. Fucking crazy. Place blows up. He says, I'm here. There's some people I want to work with. There's some scores to settle. Darby Allin. And then, boom, they shoot to Darby Allin and Sting sitting up there in the crow's nest back in the WCW days kind of thing. And he goes, Darby Allin, you're tough. He talks about all of the accolades that Darby Allin has done. You're tough. And he goes, but there's nothing more dangerous than fighting CM Punk. There's nothing more dangerous than fighting CM Punk in Chicago. And so he announces he'll be here September 5th at All Out. Him and fucking Darby Allin. And says he's back. He says 7 years is a long time to wait for somebody. So I take ice cream on me. And, people know that CM Punk was big on that. He wanted the ice cream bar. That was kind of funny. But he knew exactly what to say. The place blows up. They take about a good 20 minutes, and he enjoys every fucking minute of it. The second episode of Rampage, just crazy. Obviously it's a huge win. It's a huge CM Punk pop now. It's ginormous. I wonder if SmackDown is going to reference this. How they come into play. Are we going to crack a milli? Will AEW Rampage do bigger draw or a bigger rating than, SmackDown tonight? I don't know. It's not like that's the goal, but it's just something to think about, something the Smarks are going to be talking about. So definitely something I'm going to be talking about. I don't know how big it will be. This was a great moment. If you're a wrestling fan, this is a great moment. I don't know how big it'll be outside of the wrestling bubble, to be honest with you. It'll be huge, but, I think we're just trying to get the public back. We're trying to get a bigger hype on it, and this will help. But I just think we're getting into a right place with wrestling. It's nice to see them. People have a sign out here. I'm looking at it that, 2,766 days. That's how long he's been gone. So people have been fucking waiting, man. And I'm glad to see it. I think it's kind of crazy to have Darby as the first opponent. I think that could work, even with Sting, that rub there. What a huge rub for Darby Allin here, for CM Punk to be his first opponent. And September 5th, that's 2 weeks away or something like that? Super crazy. This is all coming so quick. Obviously, he'll be there on Wednesday night for sure on Dynamite. So we'll take it from there, man. Huge pop. 2 thumbs way the fuck up from me. But let me know what you guys think about it. We'll talk about it in the comments. What do you think about Darby Allin as his first opponent? Do you think he's going to get physical with Sting? Who's next after? Where do we go from here? How quick does he get the title shot? We'll talk about it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the coffin. Follow us on social media at Coffin Radio. Coffin is spelled with a K. And that's all for today.
ASMR Coffin Radio.